Poor Clifton. That was a great segue for Clifton to talk about home mortgages and the economic downturn and balancing that with access to capital. You know, heretofore today, we're going to talk about business capital. But what about home mortgages? And we've been through some rough waters with home mortgages, and we got to balance access to home mortgages, and we have to somehow make sure that things don't get out of control. So, to that, Clifton, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Thank you. I'm going to take a slightly different track about and Karen, I appreciate what you said about the regulatory environment. I want to give you some information that hopefully will help you in your business and will help you as a group. I want to start by telling you that there are 8,000 banks in the United States. 10 banks in the United States control 75% of all of the assets. I want you to hear me again. 10 banks control 75% of the assets. So that's one bit of information I want to give you. The other bit of information I want to give you is that the financial services system in the United States was designed, the commercial banking system in particular, so that a company of X size matched off against a bank of X size. General Motors did business with Bank of America. ABC Mattress Company did business with the local bank of similar size. That has gotten all out of whack through merger and acquisition. So now you have huge banks, and those huge banks are trying to match off against small businesses. The system was never designed to function that way, and so essentially the system is broken. So when you as a small business go into your local bank, the banker, great bankers, I'm a classically trained banker, I've done a lot of lending, but that fundamental mismatch in size is the first problem that you have when you go and try and get that loan. I'm just going to segue to mortgages just briefly because this is also involved in your problem, and I want to try and tell you, at least from my perspective, what your problem is so that at least you can be well enough educated so that in understanding the system you can engage the system. When I left Fannie Mae in 2007, the mortgage market was $8.5 trillion. It was larger than all of the combined commercial bank debt, corporate bond debt, municipal bond debt put together. Okay? I'm not going to go through all what happened with prime lending and all that, but suffice it to say that that market was the United States residential mortgage market was the last market that had lendable equity in it in the United States. That's why so much capital flowed from around the world into our market. When that market crashed, that capital stopped flowing. I'm going to tell you another reason why you have a problem when you go into the bank. In the United States, when you hear them talking about the banks are not lending, one of the primary reasons why the banks are not lending, and this isn't across the board, but one of the primary reasons is because 2/3 of all bank debt that has been traditionally made in the United States has been sold to some third party. That brings the capital back to the bank to be able to lend. When the mortgage market crashed, the secondary market for not just mortgage finance, but commercial finance went away. You hear what I said? So, the capacity of the banks to lend is down by 2/3 because there's no place to sell those loans. You need to know that. You need to know that when a bank that is one of those 10 that controls 75% of the assets is making decisions about where loans will be made, and this was something that Karen alluded to, those decisions are being made at corporate headquarters. We've got $30 billion worth of small business loans in California. We're not doing any more of those.